One thing I want to jump in is the Chris Weidman.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That one, same thing. I heard there was crazy chaos with that as well, right?
Yeah. So with Chris Weidman,
Yeah. Okay. Tell me what's up.
Yeah. So Chris Weidman, I fought years ago, maybe 2005, maybe I think. And at the time, I was the Ring of Combat champ. I was just mauling people. I was young, and when you're young, you had that edge. Like, I don't give a fuck. And I just had a lot of power, a lot of twitch muscle, and I was just beating everybody. I kind of left the kickboxing scene. I went into MMA. I was 4-0, and I think Chris was, either it was my title defense or I had to get the title. I might have been the title defense. And this is how the brain works, man. The whole camp, I was fine until this dude was like, hey, man, that guy's a great wrestler. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Cool story, bro. And he just kept saying in these random moments. He's like, man, how you training for that fight? That guy's a great wrestler, you know? I'm like,
who's saying this?
Some douchebag. I wish I could remember his fucking name, man. He worked for the organization at the time. He kept saying it, and I think a week before the fight, it got in my head, and I was like, shit, what if I get taken down? Fuck, I'm not that good at wrestling anyways. And surely enough, in that fight, my hands were down because I was looking for it, forgetting my attributes, and he clipped me. I wasn't knocked out, but I was just like, and he was on top of me, and fight would end. I was like,
I think I saw that one. Because I fought Chris and I had to look at his stuff, but he did that same little hook or something.
Yeah.
The little hook he gets everyone.
Yeah,
it's like little Anderson, same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
It's like a weird,
it's heavy-handed. Yeah,
it's a weird, heavy-handed, just awkward hook.
Yeah,
just lands.
He didn't get on my radar until he beat Anderson Silva that first time.
Yeah.
And what about that gruesome injury?
The second fight, literally the week before the fight, I remember my girlfriend at the time. I was calling. I was so nervous. I was like, man, I won't lose this motherfucker again. And, I was just a little sensitive about it. And the weigh-ins, I remember he's in front of me. This is how weird it is. He was standing in front of me, and I'm looking at him. And I'm like, this motherfucker got skinnier. What's going on with him? And I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure if I kick him hard enough, I break his leg. I remember saying that. And I watched 2 or 3 of his fights, and he did the same thing every fight. Touch glove, move, kick. Touch glove, move, kick. So I'm like, oh, there's the pattern. So I was like, I know he's heavy-handed. I know he's probably going to take me down. I'm going to just keep an eye out for that kick. That's what I said. And when I went out there, I knew he was going to kick. I broke in 3 of my friends' leg like that before. There's a certain way you kind of drive into it. And I was bracing to counter, and by the time before I countered, his shit just wrapped around my leg.
So you tried to break.
You didn't think it was going to wrap. I didn't think so. By way of thinking, you think you could break his leg, like fracture it. Like wrap the motherfucker around your shit.
No. I thought by kicking him, I think by kicking him hard enough, because there's a certain way, because I'm karate background. There's a certain way to kick. To kick where I think you can break leg. I've broken a bat before. There's a way to kick to break someone's leg.
Have you ever broken anybody's leg with that kick?
Yeah, I broke in 3 of my buddies' leg.
With you kicking?
I broke I don't know what you call it. It's like lower, close to the ankle. Yeah. I dropped down. It was like a Muay Thai, and I just and yeah.
Hey, you want to spar him afterwards?
No kicks involved. that injury. I mean, obviously, with the whole, it's a weird universe. How the Anderson injury and then the whole thing. So, but that one, I was like, wow.
Yeah, I felt bad, man, because. Yeah, I mean, that fight meant a lot to me. He was the first guy to ever beat me. And, that's the first time I got scared of wrestling. And, I mean, after that, I went into a wrestling gym. I just submerged myself because I'm old school. I'm like, all right, I suck at this. Let me get better. And I went to a wrestling. I mean, they fucked me up every day. And I just wanted to get the fear out of my head. Now, I put my leg forward and I'm like, come on, bro. Yeah, you beat me, but I'm not going to walk away from it. I just don't know how to quit.
That's what MMA is about. You got to work on, the shit that you're not that good at.
Yeah.
Yeah. My worst thing was jujitsu.
Yeah.
I hated it. So whenever I would train for my fights, I would always start in really bad.
People. Just slam.
I do that. That's what I used to do in training. But I would start in bad situations. I would start in the guillotine.
Yeah.
Or start with people with the rear naked choke and stuff on me. And then I got good enough for that. I would give people the arm bars just so I could pass guard. I'd give them the training. Just to
I'm not a jiu-jitsu practitioner, but Jason Manley is the only guy that ever taught me jiu-jitsu because I hated it so much. And he made it simple for me. I think you got to connect with the right people. And it's hard to submit me. So
we just had Rampage's jiu-jitsu coach in here, Fabiano Iha.
Yeah. My first ever jiu-jitsu coach.
He just walked out. Luke and him were going over technique for Luke's next battle at the Craig Jones Invitational, and Luke's like, I ain't worried about anybody, and Fabiano's like, as a coach, I would tell you should be worried about everybody. And Luke's showing him the Joe Schilling highlights from Karate Combat, and Fabiano Iha's like, but I thought it was a jiu-jitsu tournament.